G'day Phoenix homeowners, James Hill here, the Aussie Plumber here in Phoenix, Arizona. Picture this, you're in your kitchen, hands covered in raw chicken, and you need to wash your hands. You reach for the tap, but wait, you've got chicken juice all over your hands and we know no one wants that. Now, what if I told you there's a way to keep your taps clean without even touching them? Today we're exploring the Touchless kitchen faucet. These clever gadgets can save you up to 70% of water and keep your hands germ-free. But if they're so great, why aren't they in every home across Maricopa County? That's the question that we're going to answer. But first, let's talk about how motion sensor faucets took over the public washroom. So when you walk into a public restroom, do your business, and you lean over the sink to wash your hands, you're probably going to come across one of those fancy motion detecting faucets. You know the type? You run your hands over it and they turn on. They're everywhere these days, from airports to shopping centers. But have you ever stopped to wonder why they're mostly touchless? To answer this, let's take a trip down memory lane and explore the public washroom revolution. Believe it or not, it all started in the motherland, the land down under. That's right, a fellow Aussie, his name is Norm Wareham. He filed a patent in 1981 in Queensland, Australia. And from that day on, he's forever known as the innovator of the sensor-activated faucet. What a beauty. Anyways, touchless faucets really started finding mainstream success in the late 1980s and early 1990s. I'll share an interesting story with you. March 12, 1990, the day of the Capitol crawl. Activists protest at the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. True story. But this wasn't about protesting an election. The Capitol crawl was a demonstration by disability rights activists. They were pioneers who sparked the birth of the Americans with Disability Act, as we all know it, the ADA. Now, thanks to those brave heroes, the ADA passed on July 26, 1990. And that really impacted the adoption of sensor faucets. It mandated public spaces to be accessible to all, including those with disabilities, making hands-free faucets an ideal ADA-compliant product. And then there's the hygiene effect. In busy public spaces, these touchless taps like tiny little superheroes, battling germs left and right. Think about it. Hundreds, sometimes thousands of people use these facilities every day. With traditional taps, that's a lot of dirty hands touching the same surface. But with motion sensor faucets, it's hands off all the way. No touching means fewer germs spread, and that's a win for everyone. But wait, there's more. These touchless taps aren't just practical, they're also pretty damn convenient. Imagine you're in a busy food court, scarfing down a quick meal before you get back to shopping. You've got those saucy, salty hands. You head over to the washroom, you guessed it, just stick your hands under these touchless faucets and you're good to go. It's little conveniences like this that make these faucets a hit in public spaces. And let's not forget about the type of businesses that use these faucets. Like a fancy restaurant, for them it's a win-win solution. They're showing their customers that they care about their hygiene and their environment, all while potentially saving on their water bills in a multifaceted faucet. Now, get a load of this beauty. It's like a Swiss Army knife for kitchen taps. We have a Moen touchless faucet. So how does this thing know when your hands is there? How does it know when to turn on and off? It uses something called motion sensor wave technology. Fancy name, but what does it mean? It's all about infrared light. Imagine a visible curtain around the tap. These clever gadgets use proximity sensors to detect when your hands are nearby. When you break through the invisible curtain, boom, the water starts flowing. Now, let's talk about power. These taps need juice to run. Some models are battery operated, some others have hardwired connections. This one here is a battery operated control, so that just hangs in your kitchen cabinet below your faucet. The best part about them is you can still use them like normal faucets, so you really get the best of both worlds. All in all, these things are smart, flexible solutions to your kitchen needs. So what's holding them back? Power issues. Battery-operated units might require frequent battery replacements, or those electric plug-in models might fail due to power outages, which would mean no electricity, no water. And here's another tricky issue, the sensors. Often issues arise with the sensor sensitivity where the faucet doesn't respond or shuts off the water prematurely. Sometimes they're too sensitive, sometimes not enough. Or let's say you're trying to fill up a pot and the water keeps turning off. Frustrating, right? Now I must say, These are issues that I've experienced in the past, but they've certainly got better over time. Now the moment of truth. Are these touchless faucets, these motion sensor taps, are they the future of residential faucets? Well, they're not perfect, but I'm going to say yes, and here's why. As technology matures and costs decrease, they're going to become more commonplace in residential settings. Touchless faucets represent a trend towards more hygienic, convenient, and possibly more sustainable living. And while they're not in every home in Phoenix just yet, the Aussie Plumber is prepared for these modern installations. With trained technicians who are familiar with the latest plumbing technologies, you can always count on the Aussie Plumber to get the job done right. So there you have it. Our hands are clean with this one. Consider subscribing to the Aussie Plumber YouTube channel or follow us on our social media pages, and we'll see you next time.